ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीं अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि। भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीं वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। My namaskars to you all who are attending this class. So we are here in this fourth chapter, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And in the last couple of classes, we discussed this 18th verse. We gave a lot of time to it, deliberated on it. And in the last class, we continued to 19th verse. Yasya sarve samarambhaha. So, as I said to you earlier, these are like sthita prajna lakshana. As we had seen in the second chapter, the famous sthita prajna lakshana. Here also, we are seeing the similar kinds of verses which narrates the characteristics of a perfected state or nature of a perfected being, perfected in karma yoga. So we saw these two verses, karmani akarmaya pashet akarmani cha karmaya sabuddhiman manusheshu sayukta krishna karmakrut. And in the last class, yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagni dagdha karmanam tamahu panditam buddhaha. So, he is the wise one whose all initiatives arambha. That means all actions, because they are initiatives, because he has to first make a will. So this process is beautifully explained in, it is called as Dharma Sutra or Artha Sangraha, which, so Kruti, before that, many action to come into play, there has to be evolution, there has to be will, that sankalpa, it has to be there. So then only something come into effect, what we call as karma. So as long as body is there, so this sharir, deha, prapancha is there. So naturally some work is going to happen. Without work, one cannot exist even for a second. Bhagwan had said this earlier. So, actions will be there, but for a perfected being, how are they? They are kama sankalpa varjitaha. They are not propelled, fueled by kama, desire. Sankalpa varjitaha. That desire, means I had referred to this verse, the 47th verse of the second chapter, of the third chapter. Sorry, second chapter, that is karmani akarmaya pashyat. The verse karmanyeva adhikaraste mahaphaleshu kadachana. We had given such a strong importance to it. It is like a pivotal verse. So similarly, here in that is the 2.47 and here 4.18. So landmark verses means until this all dialogue is going on, I can say these two verses, they stand very significantly tall. They are landmark verses, very important. So second verse, that 47th verse of the second chapter, karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. I said it is the essence of the karma yoga. How to do karma yoga, how it is going to take into place, this is the thing. These are the conditions to be fulfilled. When fulfilled, perfected, what will be the scenario? That is the 4.18. So 4th chapter, 18th verse, that is karmani akarmaya pashyat. The last verse to this 19th verse, this 18th verse, karmani akarmaya pashyat, that verse. So now this idea is being explored and explained through different these verses, starting with this 19th verse, etc. So now, so this is the condition that his kama sankalpa varjita. Kama is desire which propels somebody. So that is the third charan of that 47th verse. Ma karma phala heturvhu. Karmanya adhikarasya, this is the first charan. Ma phaleshu kadachana, that is the second charan. That a person, he will not affected by the results of his action, whatever his action. He will not consumed by the these motives like kama, this desire. Irrational desire, dharma aviruddha, dharma viruddha. In the 10th chapter it will come that he says, Bhagavan says, even the kama in the human being, even the desire in the human being which is not opposed to dharma, the kartavya, which is not impediment to it, which is not an obstruction to it, I am that kama. The desire, so that means I said that the person who is perfected in the karma yoga, karmaniya, akarmaya, pashyad, etc. So, whether his actions are purposeless, it is not purposeless. He is not disoriented person. He has objective, but those actions of his, they are not propelled, they are not fueled by desire, consumed by desire without any reason, without any objective whatsoever, or towards fulfilling any of his duty, what might circumstances have brought upon him. So, they are not such kind of actions. So, not fulfilling any kind of purpose or responsibility, discharging any responsibility, just consumed by desire, because he wishes that, he feels that, he or she wants to have something. Why? No, because just he or she feels in such and such way. So, and how is this possible? This is jnanagni dagdha karmanam. That all his action does, he is constantly engaged in that jnana. And that jnana agni, as if like a sacrificial fire, whatever is like a fire, whatever is offered to it, whatever is consumed by it, is rendered to ashes. Good, bad, everything rendered of his, made bereft of his qualities. Jnana agni dagdha karmanam. Your karma, it can be bearer of good fruits, good karmas or bad karmas accordingly. Punya karma or papa karma. Shubha karma or Ashubha karma. So their fruits will be like that. But once they are burned down by this fire of jnana, knowledge, they will not bear any fruit. These fruits will not attach to that person. He is one with that knowledge of the self. Without that, this karma yoga, essentially that what we see in the 47th verse, or what we will see again here from this 4.18 onwards. This is not possible unless one person develops this kind of detachment. It will not be possible for him to get him absorbed into something, attain that state of flow, to see non-action into action. How come any of his initiatives, any of his actions, without any desire, without any attachment to the fruits, kama sankalpa varjitaha, that his sankalpa is not failed by kama. So, how is that possible? Unless that person develops a strong idea, strong sense of identity with the true self, with the consciousness. It will not be possible. And as he tried to work this out, this idea that I am Atman, I am Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhav Chaitanya Swarupa Atma. Then only this body, this mind, and the whole gamut of the sansara, whole drama, whole this play which is going on, he can detach himself. And with only the sense of duty, and also very remarkably, this person, they are not devoid of emotions. They have their emotion just rightly tuned in. They have sympathy. We see that when people, when they attain this kind of high spiritual state, they become exceedingly compassionate. They do not see faults of others. Their compassion, their emotion, they does not arouse from their attachment, their narrow sense of self. It is the expanded sense of self from which this comes forth as emotions of compassion, of equality, seeing everybody equal, not to see faults of others. Their vairagya is not the product of their laziness, that they do not want to enter into that so that it will create lot of fuss for them. Having property, having wealth, and then managing it. Their vairagya is not a product of such thought process, or any of their such virtues. That is the idea. It is not reluctance to engage. It is no more, they do not see quite the need of it. The person who identifies himself or herself with that truth, with that reality, with that highest ideal, that Aham Atma Brahma. Now this knowledge is truly the basis of this Karma Yoga. Without that, Karma Yoga is not going to possible. This Jnana Yoga, Sankhya Yoga is the basis of Karma Yoga. Without saying it, just saying to do this Karma Yoga, one has to reach where Sankhya Yoga will take. That's why the 39th verse he had said in the second chapter. So that Esha te abhita sankhe buddhi yoge tvimam shrunu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. So we had given a lot of time to this verse, because at the end of this Sankhya Yoga, he had said that what I have said to you, Arjuna, in the form of this Sankhya Yoga, please listen now again in the form of Buddhi Yoga, and knowing which will set you free from this karma bandhana, from this bondage of action. So this has to be understood, and this idea now is Sri Krishna is trying to groom this idea very well, develop this idea very well, so that we can absorb it, that we can meditate upon it more and more and assimilate this idea within us. So the next verse follows: Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya trupto nirashrayah karmani abhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti sa. So this is the characteristic of that perfected being. So what is the ideal of karma yoga? Where karma yoga will take you? Where you should reach? In which direction you should proceed? What kind of transformation or change should come within you? How karma yoga should transform you? What kind of person you should become? Just look at the ideal. Just look at the stage of perfection. In this direction one must travel. Whether our karma yoga is really bearing fruit, whether we are really becoming successful in practice of our karma yoga, in our spiritual life, in our adhyatmic jivana. So, a sense of detachment and sense of unification with the truth, that ultimate truth is that consciousness, this misnomer, this illusion of a limited consciousness burdened with so many attributes, that I am such and such, so and so, is just the illusion. Real truth lies all the time, present all the time. The base of this illusion is the truth, because on some basis, some illusion is created. Like a magician, he shows something, Brahma, that we take one thing granted for another. Like you in the sparkling sunshine on the riverbed, you take that shrimp shell as a piece of silver. It shines like a silver. So without that piece of shell, you wouldn't be able to have that illusion of the silver. To have the illusion of silver, you have to have the piece of that shell upon which that light, when reflected, it appears to you as it were it was a piece of silver. So, this truth is the foundation of this mirage, this illusion. I am such and such, so and so. Of this illusion, the foundation is that there exists but only pure consciousness, unlimited, unconditioned, without any attributes. That true vibrating essence of life. That is the truth. So sense of detachment to the world and sense of unification with the reality. So when this idea one is dwelling upon, trying to inculcate it, develop it into during his meditation, during his thought processes, and slowly into his action and into his life. So these changes we must look forward to, or try to say, rather see our life, see our spiritual struggle, whether we are reading scriptures, what changes it has brought into us. could it bring us any closer to this kind of development? How it is? Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya trupto nirashrayah. What great ideas that karma phala sangha, three ideas: karma, phala, and any attachment to it. Because there cannot be moment without action. Action is there. If action is there, action cannot go without bearing its fruits. Karma and karma phala is avashyam bhavi. They cannot be escaped. What can be escaped is attachment to it. Karma phala sangha. Now the sangha can be escaped of. Somebody can escape this. Tyaktva, this person. Tyaktva. Full past tense. Perfect past tense. So he had given it up. Karma phala sangha. He is free of it. Again, this idea that this person is sort of borderless, that what his actions do, or whether it is harm someone or some, and some people are there. Due to their careless action, somebody get hurt, and they laugh shamelessly, as if it were a fun. So this is not that kind of idea. That every person we take up any initiative, any activity with a desired goal in our mind, that it should bear such and such kind of fruits. And it is our common experience that it is not always so. It is not everything comes out perfectly as the fruit. They are according to our expectation, below it or above it. The person is not taken over by the joys or sorrows, this duality of the results it might bear. He takes up his actions, what is needful to do. Karma phala sangha tyaktva. Try to imagine your own life in this regard, with this idea. How, if you practice just these two words in your life, tyaktva karma phala sangam. Suppose suppose Swamiji is saying, so one girl trying to if her mother has said to clean the utensils, so she is cleaning and she is not bothered about the karma phala. So whether they are properly cleaned or some stains of those soap or that washing powder is still remaining. Because tyaktva karma phala sangam, I have no botheration to the fruits. That is not the idea. So it is not like that he doesn't care for the karma phala in this sense, in this way. That we have so much expectations from different kinds of works, so actions, and we are expecting results, and which really sway you into emotions of happiness or misery. Now that is the true test of that person, whether he has really given up this karma phala sangha, whether he can hold on his heart in this equanimity, not to get affected by the success or failure of his efforts, rather by the results of his actions. Karma phala, whether he has really given up that sangha, the attachment to it. Karma phala sangha. Tyaktva karma phala sangam. Phala. Tyaktva karma phala asangam. So because karma phala sangam, clinging to the fruits of action. That's how this is translated. Then, then the next quality is Nitya Trupto Nirashrayah. Nitya Trupto. If you remember this in the third chapter, this verse 17th verse came. In the third chapter, 17th and 18th verse. So, यस्त्वात्म रतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च संतुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते. So this quality was cited that that person, his rati, trupti and santushti all lies within Atman. Yah tu atma ratireva syat. Trupti, rati refers to action. Trupti refers to the effect it brings upon him. Santushti, the contentment. So, rati, trupti and santushti all lies within action. Yastu atmaratirev syat atmatruptascha manavah atmanneva cha santushtah tasya karyam na vidyate. So, for such a person, there is no duty. Or you can say it from this point of view that no more there is a karma for him. In the sense, karma has ceased to exist for him, that no karma will ever bind to him, because no karma phala will bind to him, because he is atma truptah. This is this prashna, this sense that person he has given karma phala, tyaktva karma phala, asangam, that he is unattached. That's why such a person only can be nitya truptah, that ever contented. Ever contented. What a great idea. Living in the world and being nitya trupta. Even to imagine this idea can give rise to a lot of peace to our heart. Nitya trupta. The person who is ever abiding in that Atman, in that consciousness. So, this is the quality. Nitya truptaha. Then, nirashrayah. This is that he is not dependent on something. That we are dependent on so many things in our life. Not only dependent on people, so to say, that suppose woman, she is dependent upon his husband, or husband is dependent upon the woman for so many things, to run his household or etc. Or father, parents are dependent upon children, or children are dependent upon the parents, or we people are dependent, suppose one person or family is dependent upon their employer who gives them job, who provides for them, or dependent upon certain other things, etc., etc., etc. This chain of this dependency. This dependence brings misery. That this person is not dependent upon something, what does it mean? That, like that idea of karma phala and its sangha, giving that up. If he is asanga, completely unattached, that all this misery, this starts with this idea that I am body, I am limited, and that's why, oh God, I have to take, 1 second, I have to take this call. Hello? हाँ. So, Nirashraya. This is the next idea. That these are, Swamiji says, all dependence is slavery, and this dependence is misery. This dependence is misery. Nirashraya. That I was saying this idea, that whole this sansara, it's this karma chakra, this karma, its fruits. The roots of desire is itself is this ignorance that I am body. And as soon as you come to exist as this ignorance, to be known as this body-mind complex, I am such and such, born on such and such date. So, as soon as you say that you are limited, so it means there existed every other thing which limits you, which is as if trying to defeat you, is trying to consume you. Because which is infinite, it is not subject to change, which is finite. When there are more than one, then one can they can cause a change or bring a change, effect a change into one another. It can cause one entity to disintegrate, which we call it as death. This ego is in constant fear of this death, of this elimination, of this extinction, and it is therefore in the constant pursuit of preservation, propagation, multiplication, all the time. So, eating, it is preservation, clothes, shelter, every other thing. To ensure your existence, to prolong it, to ensure it in various ways, whole gamut of our existence of this world sprouts from this idea. Clinging on to this life. The person who has realized, who has come to understand, come to practice this idea of life, that he is the very essence of life and he is not dependent upon the body. That he exists in spite of this body. He will exist forever. He is the existence, pure existence itself. Sat. He is Sat. The Sat, Chit, Ananda, the Sat, from that Sat, Chit, Ananda, he is that Sat, the pure existence. So his effort to provide, to ensure, to secure his survival now ceases. Because he is now just flowing into that bliss, that ocean of bliss. Nitya Trupta. That's why he is Nirashraya. He is not anymore having crutches. Nothing is indispensable for him. Nothing is necessary for him. There's all such objectives, all such efforts, all such ideas, and that's why such desires to procure or to hold on to something, these are all weaknesses to different, say, material matter or any products made out of this material, or even people, time, instances, anything. Nothing is indispensable, necessary for him to exist, because he is the existence itself. The experience he is getting through this body, mind, the senses, this is just by the way. If this goes away, whether comes another body or not, he exists nonetheless. That person is Nirashraya. And such a person, he karmani abhipravrittopi. Pravrittipi, if he has taken initiative, gone ahead, pravritti, gone ahead into action, and abhipravritti, which shows the abundance, it consumed by action, as if like in the intensity of war, taken in the case of Arjuna, suppose. Abhipravrittopi. If he has gone so much into an action, into the storm of action, in the thick of the battle, karmani abhipravrittopi, what Bhagavan says, na eva kinchit karoti saha, that even kinchit, even a little bit, he is not doing anything. Na eva. What word? Naiva kinchit karoti saha. Means even if he has gone into the thick of the battle, in the storm of the action, wholeheartedly consumed by it, when such a person, how? Tyaktva karma phala asangam nitya trupta nirashraya. And that person, karmani abhipravrittopi na eva kinchit karoti saha, that he is not doing anything, even a little bit. Tasya karyam na vidyate. That whatever action does not now anymore attribute to him, because him, the doership, the doer itself is not there. To whom you will attribute? There are just actions. Like water of the waves, they rise and again mixes again with the ocean. It rises from the ocean and dissolves into the ocean. There exists none but the truth, but the reality. Whom to attribute that karma, that ego itself is not there. That the person who identifies himself, guna guneshu vartante. That this tanmatra, these gunas, of which whole this Prakriti of these 27 components is made up of. These gunas are as if intermixing into them within each other. That's it. There is no one to whom this action can be attributed. Naiva kinchit karoti saha. What a beautiful, what a great expression, great idea. To look forward to have an ideal in our life. How one should lead our life, for what one should live our life, in towards what direction our spiritual struggle, or rather every effort should be oriented to. This is that state, to attain that state, to progress, to travel to this state, to this destination. This is truly the heaven. This is truly the unadulterated bliss. This is Godhood. This is realization. This could be the purpose of all endeavor, small or big, of our human race. To find that peace, bliss, strength, independence, with no strings attached, with no conditions applied. This is the state, this is the ideal which is put forth, placed forth by this Hindu civilization before all of us, in the form of this text, in the form of this spiritual tradition, in the form of this spiritual goal. So, we conclude here today. And we will go forward and see these beautiful verses in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.